Cooking for Kyle. Today I will show you how to make pizza and breadsticks. First thing you need to know is that you should probably, if you're wanting to learn how to make something like pizza and breadsticks, you want to probably talk to someone who has some idea what they're doing. I don't, so I'm just going to show you what I do. Good luck to me. First, I make pizza dough pretty much the same way I did whenever I was about 12. I haven't gotten any better at it since, so that's probably not a great sign. The other thing is that I don't have different recipes for pizza dough and breadsticks. I use basically the exact same recipe, so that's another red flag, so watch out for that. What I've done is put a pint of hot water and a tablespoon of yeast into my mixing, tablespoon of sugar, teaspoon of salt. That's my sausage defrosting in the microwave that you just heard. And let it sit for just a couple of minutes, let the yeast start to bubble. Put your dough hook attachment on and begin to mix that up a little bit. Now we're going to add flour. I never know how much. It's about 5 cups by the time you're done-ish. You're going to start with 2 and 2 heaping cups. And then we'll start the mixer up on low speed so it doesn't spill out all over. Every now and then you got to get out your rubber spatula and kick down the stuff on the side. I'm going to add another cup of flour now that I got it stuffed. So we're at about 3 now. Also we're getting closer. I'm going to stop it and add another cup of flour. About to the end of the bag, so I added like a cup and a half. Pour out the rest of the bag. We're going to need maybe about 1 more cup to finish this off. Spill out there. So I got it actually going on high speed now. Get towards the end, you want to give it a good Oh, you also want to make sure your bowl is set on there, right? That's not good. Wasn't watched in properly. I'll try that again. Sometimes it just wriggles loose. It's all the vibration. And I think I'm going to call that good enough. So, see what I can do here. I'm going to pull that off of there. Can knead it through a few times just to kind of make sure that it don't got any lumps or anything. And this will be all of the breadsticks or all of the pizza. I'm gonna make like the equivalent of 2 full-size pizzas, so this should make 2 pizza doughs once it's risen. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a metal bowl, which I'm going to spray down with some cooking spray. And then that's ready to go into the proofing oven. On that, I'm going to start heating up browning the sausage. This is not from Whitaker beef. You can see it's some Duwig sausage. And our sausage is getting brown. Just had to do it. Doesn't really matter when you do this, but I did it. Set that aside while we wait for the dough to get ready. And now I've got to do that entire thing again. Okay, so now that you've mowed your lawn, this is what the bread should look like after about one lawn mow. That's the first one that went in. Here's the second one. Understandably not quite as big. I'm going to use the one that's more risen for the breadsticks now. So we're going to get just a little bit of flour out on the table, and we're going to pour this all out. It'll shrivel down just a little bit. It's kind of like a big puffed up right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to split it into as many balls as we want to make breadsticks. So I think something like 8 out of each half is probably manageable. So I need to get 8 out of here, which means I need to get 4 out of here, which means I need to get 2 out of here. Actually, these are going to be pretty big at this rate. That's okay. Could make them a little smaller and have fewer of them or more of them. I might end up doing that. So I think I'm going to try making, if I make 8 there, I'm going to try to make 10 out of these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these will be a little bit smaller. Okay. We'll get our pan ready. Let's get cooking spray on it. And now we're just going to take these little dough balls and we're going to pretend like we're doing Play-Doh when we were 4 and just kind of make a big snake out of it. And once you get it about where you want it, you can lay it on the pan like so, and then make another one. So as you can see, my breadsticks are not uniform in size or thickness or anything like that, which I consider that a feature and not a bug, because sometimes different people might want a thinner, crispier one or a bigger, doughier one or whatever, so give people all sorts of options. So now we've got our 2 pans of breadsticks, and we can put them back in the oven to proof some more. Right out of the way, grow into it. They're gonna puff back up again, hopefully. Now we're gonna make some sauce. I'm just got some regular old tomato sauce out of a can, garlic powder, measure it out precisely. Oregano leaves, about something about that amount, and some basil leaves, and we're gonna stir this up, get it all mixed together. A dash of salt. Now, one thing you'll hear people debate, people have very extreme positions on this, that whether the pizza sauce should be sweet or not, whether you should add sugar at this point. I am fully in the camp of you should not have a sweet sauce. It seems like just a crime against humanity. Although I do like the taste of a sweet sauce, so what I did was put it in whenever it wasn't on camera so that I could have plausible deniability. Remember, things start big and we cut them until they're smaller. 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 And we can dice up our green olives. Wait, green olives? Green olives are disgusting. Eee! I'm sorry, I jumped the gun there. Olives are not terrible on everything. You do want to get an olive on a toothpick and put it into your ice water. Ice water. My family, nobody likes the same things on pizza, so that's why I make several small pizzas. And so I'm got round out the ingredients. We got the peppers and onions and mushrooms. We got pepperoni. I got some cooked bacon, just because it's not worth the time and hassle of cooking it yourself. And for a large part of my life, I kept looking for cheese satisfaction on pizza, and I never got it. No matter how much cheese I would put on pizza, it would never be enough. It would never satisfy that sort of experience that I would get at restaurants, until I finally figured it out. You got to get the whole milk mozzarella. You can get name brand or not, but it's got to be the whole milk. Almost every mozzarella you buy is going to be part skim. You want whole milk mozzarella. It's going to make all the difference in your life, unless you prefer your cheese to just taste like plastic and have no flavor. Then you want to go with the regular stuff. And we're just going to cut through the package, rip them off, and just slice these up into little pieces that you can put onto your pizza. Make sure not to cut yourself. Oh, hold on. I see if I can cut one-handed like Veronica. No, I have a ring stand, so I don't need to, but oh, Veronica's impressive. How did she do that with walnuts? That's crazy. So our breadsticks have gotten kind of puffy again. So set them aside because we need the oven for something else now. Just kind of let these rest next to the water, and we'll pull out our pizza dough, which is good and ready. And now I'm going to turn the oven on really high temperature, like 475 on convection. That oven is getting hot. We're going to put our baking stones in. One in the middle. Here's where we make whatever we did or didn't do right on the breadsticks a moot point. I got 2 entire sticks of butter, salted butter. I don't think it's plant butter. Not sure if this is vegan. I'm gonna have to ask Veronica when we're done. I'm gonna melt that and measure out exactly that much garlic powder, and we're gonna stir that up. I got a spoon before I started. So then we're going to take your standard food basting brush, Kyle. I'm sure you've got several of them laying in your drawers. Just baste that garlic butter onto the tops of these breadsticks, like so. You probably could actually make this vegan pretty easily with some plant-based butters instead of regular butters. Butter's the only not vegan thing in these. So you could probably do a pretty good vegan alternative to this. I'm going to do the other one as well. The butter, that's on purpose because we're going to baste them again halfway through to make sure that they don't have any lack of butter. Okay, so now it's time for the pizza dough. So we're going to pour that out just like before. We're going to pinch it off into we have 4 people eating, so we're gonna make 4 pizzas. So pinch it into halves and then halves again. Then you want to get your granite, your marble rolling pin that Jenny Blake got for you for your wedding gift. And you want to roll that out into not the full size of a pizza, because we've got to fit 2 of these on a standard pan. So we're going to kind of almost make a bit of a sort of a oval shape, maybe even almost like a hemisphere, not a hemisphere, semicircle, I guess, approximately like that. Now it is time to put our breadsticks into the oven. I'm going to put them both on the same rack so that I can have room for my 2 pizzas, and hopefully that's going to close. Yep, just barely. Next, we're going to take our hot stone out of the oven, and this next step is very important. We're going to take some cornmeal. We're going to sprinkle it on the hot stone. And if you're like me, you're probably wondering, well, why? What does the cornmeal do? And I wasn't sure for a while, but eventually I figured out. If you are the kind of person who's going to put cornmeal on a hot stone before you make pizza, people are pretty much going to defer to you no matter what. So it doesn't really matter why. So what I'm going to do next is eek. This is kind of important. So we're going to get our pizza on our stone. 2 pizzas for 2 people. And we're going to go ahead and put these in the oven and start getting the crust baking. And then we'll do it with the other 2. My ring stand isn't wanting to stay still. Okay, we're not going to get a full view of this. So, there we go. I'll just move everything over a bit. Almost forgot my cornmeal. People would have started wondering whether I was legit or not. There you go. We got our cornmeal. Don't forget your cornmeal. It's like a towel. And there we go. Of course, you could just make 1 crust if you were Kyle, because you don't have to cook for like 4 different taste buds. And we will put that in there. And we'll let those start to cook a bit before we take them out and smother some toppings on. I've been baking about 6 or 7 minutes, and they're about due for another brush. Because if you can't cook, then fake it by smothering it in fat. That's my motto, Marty. All right, so I've got my pizzas half baked. So now we're gonna go ahead and distribute the toppings. Pour out some sauce on both of these. And a little bit too much. This isn't great. Okay, so we'll make this the girls. Girls both wanted bacon. And Anne wanted onions and peppers and mushrooms. Amelia only wanted bacon and mushroom. And then they'll both get their quota of cheese. Quota of cheese, that would be a magnificent name for a band. Looks like her corner missed a little bit of sauce here. There we go. And we'll stick that back in the oven. And now for the boys' pizzas. Boys' pizzas are going to be pretty similar to the girls, except that the boys are more carnivorous than the girls. So the boys are going to take their pepperonis. I should probably time lapse this because this is going to be kind of boring. It takes a long time to spread out pepperoni. And sausage. I don't know who eats pizza without sausage on it. I mean, sausage is even vegan. I don't even know why anyone wouldn't eat sausage on their pizza. And then bacon. We'll go ahead and put this bacon on. We don't need to really cut it because that's what pizza cutters are for, am I right? Mustard. Mustard, that's the only acceptable condiment on a hot dog. Oh God, dill relish? What? And then, of course, I'm gonna take all of those vegetables and fungi that the girls took as well, although Owen will not want those. And then we start throwing the cheese on. What do you think, Owen?
Massive.
Which one's yours?
Probably the one with the sausage and bacon.
They both have sausage and bacon.
The one without the mushrooms and
there you go.
pepper.
I got leftover cheese. I should probably give the girls some more cheese. We take this monstrosity and we do our best to try to get it into the oven. Wish me luck, everyone. I think the breadsticks are done, actually. Put these in. Take these out. Breadsticks are ready. Anyone who wants them? Oh my. That is a tasty breadstick.
They're very hot though.
And I believe, oh my, I believe we are done. There's pizza number 1 and 2. Pizzas number 3 and 4. And I put the breadsticks back in for a second just to warm them back up. And now the plating. Most important part of the meal. Just doesn't work unless you plate it right. Oh, you dropped a bacon or a sausage or something. What are you gonna do with that? You're not gonna eat that other one?
I'll get it later. I have to have room for breadsticks.
Plating is the most important part. There you go. Lovely. How's that looking?
It's great.
Wonderful. Green olives. Not too bad. Wouldn't put it on a pizza though.